once again, deep from inside, a secret, hidden location, somewhere deep in the bowels of historic downtown St. John's, live on tape, comes to you that show you love to love in the Library of Graphic Literature, with your host, Wallace Spinner Wreck Rhine. Listen to that spin. Listen to that spin. Okay. Well, I'm a little bit late this week, but it's been a wild and busy week. I taught a class this week. Worked on some other projects and stuff, and by the time the weekend rolled around, I was exhausted. And as a matter of fact, yesterday I was out visiting my daughter Liz and her kids about 5 miles from where I am now. Actually, we went and seen a cool Miyazaki movie, but I decided, now my bravery last night as I left their place at 8, I'll walk home. Now it is 5 miles from their place to there, and of course, about a third of the way in, it started to rain. So I'm going to think about that again. And by the time I got home last night, I was beat. So I figured, I'm not going to put in the performance I like. So I'm going to wait till a nice, easygoing Sunday afternoon. Now you might hear a pounding in the background. That's not my heart beating because of my love of comics. That's we have some sort of gay pride celebration over there in Bannerman Park. I just wish that I'd ease up a bit on the drums, for God's sake. Anyway, let's get down to business here. No big work things that I can think of. Oh yes, there was one. What was it? Talking of canceling, yeah, DC talking about canceling 5 years later the Legion arc. I'm absolutely shocked. I gotta say to you folks at DC. I mean, geez, here today I got a couple of your books that I'm gonna talk about how much I love them, and I would talk about how much I love that one. But it looks like you folks, or at least the rumors are, you're gonna cancel it or put it off or whatever. My advice to DC Comics, besides probably getting some new staff who are making these decisions, are when you make a decision, is to stick to it. Don't go soliciting for books and all that and then turn around and cancel them at the last moment. You're a big corporation, you're grown up, you should know better. So my advice to you is to actually live up to your word and put out that book. And also the one book I'm still really ticked off about, and a lot of my fellow book collectors and people out there, is the Before Batman book set. I think taking that away from comic book collectors the world over and comic book historians was borders on a crime against comics, folks. So get it together. If you're gonna advertise, then make sure you can at least put the book out. Okay? We don't want to be getting our hopes up only to have you dash them at the drop of a hat. So you got that? Good. DC, you're trying my patience. And what about some of your older properties? I mean, there's a lot of stuff from the 50s and all that you still haven't even touched, let alone all the great horror titles and stuff from the 70s. This talk of canceling the second of the edition of some of the House of Secrets. I think I'd heard the rumors about it. It's just like, if you're going to do them, just go ahead and do them, okay? And like I say, there's a lot of great artwork in a lot of those early 70s horror flicks and all that, horror comics, so get it together. Anyway, let's get back to our books there. Okay, what do we have here today? Oh, we have lots of cool stuff, Wallace. Open that book. Yay! Okay, quiet there, ugly Superman. No. Oh, don't listen to him, Wallace. He really doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm the Dark Avenger of the Night, blah, blah, blah. Yes, sure you are. Okay, now. Woo! here we go. This is one, I actually read the first issue of this, and then I put it down because I loved it so much, and I figured, okay, I want to sit and give this as one big reading. And I know that at my friend Jason Conway's store, Downtown Comics, the most easterly comic book store in North America, and one of the better ones. The sales on this, I've noticed, have been the stacks that we've been getting have been growing and growing and growing and growing. So Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp, they're doing something right. Your bosses could learn from you. You hear that, Dan? Okay. Actually, you know who would be a great person to run your collected edition department? Someone like me. Anyway, so Green Lantern, the Green Lantern, as this series has been called, by Grant Morrison, the inimitable Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp. I read the first one and I really liked it. It has sort of has a cool new almost. It's like a little bit of magic mixed in with it, or there's just something really cool about it. But yeah, I loved it. I loved the first issue, and as soon as I seen this in the solicits, it was just like, come on, Wallace, you gotta get this. Check out those, eh? The art is absolutely spectacular. Here's a close-up. So, yeah, the art, rather spectacular indeed. The story has been great so far, and I'm really looking forward to inhaling this little beauty this weekend, or what's left of this weekend. So, Green Lantern. And now another book from DC. See, DC? You put out the books, people buy them. Okay. Snickety, snickety, snick, snick, snick. Okay, let's pop it open here. And I'm going to follow this episode actually with a special September solicitations. So stay tuned. Once this is posted, the other one will not be far behind. Get off me! Get off me! Ah! Now, this features the Eisner-nominated tale, The Talk of the Saints. So this is a collection of some Swamp Thing stories, dedicated, of course, to Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson. Never got to meet Bernie Wrightson, but I did get to meet Len Wein, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, Talk of the Saints is by Tom King. Don't tell me. Oh yeah, here we go. By Tom King. Hollow by Brian Azzarello. Heart-Shaped Box by Mark Russell. Tom Seeley, The Spread. Len Wein, Spring Awakening. So yeah, sounds pretty cool. And I mean, like I say, I'm a huge fan of the Swamp Thing. And yeah, I didn't get to meet Wrightson, but I did get to meet Len Wein and got an autograph. He even did a little sketch for me, if I do recall. But yeah, seemed like a really sweet guy. Yeah, him and Bernie will be missed. So yeah, check it out. It's a nice little some great book. This is from the winter special one by Tom King. I mean a little black and white adventure there for you. So yeah, anyway, scripts, some neat stuff in the back. definitely worth it to pick it up. If you're in any way a Swamp Thing fan, I think that's definitely a must. See, DC? See what happens when you put out good books? People say nice things about them. Nothing like a mug of tea on a Sunday afternoon and comics. My plastic strap, unfortunately, is broken on it, so I'm gonna have to. I think I might even have to find a new mug. Anyone out there wants to send me a mug? Feel free. Send me to Downtown Comics, though. 141 Duckworth Street, St. John's, Newfoundland. And if you send me one, I'll actually use it here on the show. Okay, come on out, come out, wherever you are. Come out, wherever you are. Okay. Whew. Anyway, this is a Marvel Masterworks, and it is Volume 11. Boom, 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 boom. This is the second book, of course, containing the work of the inimitable Jack Kirby, of course. Jack's always top-notch in my book. I know that there's some people may not like some of these stories and all that, but I still do, actually. There was something really cool about some of the characters in this, from Emile Zola to just the characters. And of course this one, the mutant, the Great Mutant Massacre. the annual. But yeah, some great some cool stories. Like I say, to me is I love as much the characters that he created during this. Well, not only during this, but during many of his 70s stuff. He created some really wild and just totally out there type of creations. And I think out of oh, here we go, the Tiger and the Swine. So a little bit of Nazi stomping there, and of course the coolest character, I think, out of all these, of course. Here we go. Was the Nazi X, or Arnim Zola, right there. I mean, come on, who comes up with a character with the face in the chest type of thing? I'll tell you who. Jack the King Kirby. Oh, and of course, good old Red Skull. The Red Skull is always good. Now, these were inked by Mike Royer for the most part. I think Dave Hunt, yeah, Dan Green, I mean, inked the last few. I wasn't as much a fan of his inking as I oh, there's an ink by Royer, as I am of Mr. Royer. In my mind, no one inked the King better. So yeah, check it out. If you're a Kirby fan, this is a must-have. And I actually already got I got it in the omnibus, but I'm collecting the Masterworks, and I hate myself for doing it, but I gotta get it sometimes. Okay, another sip of tea before we get into the final two books here. Now, the one good thing about having a little bit of extra time was I actually got to start to read one of my books here that I had no idea what it was going to be like, but the artwork looked cool, and a little bit of supernatural thrown into, which I kind of like. So I decided to get it, and this is a book called The Magicians, Alice's Story, by Lev Grossman with Leela Sturges and Pius Bak. Now, this apparently is a adaptation of a series of books, and I figured, I'd check it out and all that. And I mean, it's a magician one, so it has a lot of the, there's vague similarities. Well, there's actually even mentions of Harry Potter and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm a big fan of some of the other ones. Like this has almost like a Black Hammer type of feel, Black Hammer, Harrow County type of feel to it. So, and as you can see, so far I'm a little bit into it, but so far I gotta say, I'm liking it. It's the characters are very relatable, they're real, they're very cool. I like the interactions between them, and I like the art. Like I say, as I tell people, good art isn't necessary for a great comic, but it helps. But yeah, so I'm going to definitely finish off this book, and if any more in this series come out, consider them bought. So, run out and grab yourself one of those. Oh, okay, now, let us see. And to end off, we have Bad Weekend, and this is a bold new graphic novel from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. This, I thought part of this was from another book, but Bad Weekend, criminal novella. Okay, no, it doesn't say anything about it. Huh. Okay, so anyway, any criminal stuff is automatically in my collection. Brubaker and Phillips, of course, top-notch folks. I love their coloring. I love the artwork. Phillips just has such a simplicity, a complex simplicity to him. But yeah, love his stuff. Love his stuff. Let's have a look here now. Look there. I mean, look at this opening book. Dig that colors. Dig it, will you? Dig it, baby, dig it. All you cats out there. All you crazy cats. Look at that. He does some good coloring. Almost as good as my friend Paul Tucker. Still one of the better colorists. I think one of the most underrated ones. Anyway, this is great. Oh, look at that. The palette is great. But yeah, love the drawings. Love the art, and of course the stories. Stories for all these criminal books have been top notch. So Bad Weekend, you know. So far I've been having a good weekend, but you know, if I want to have a bad weekend, all I have to do is pick up this book. Anyway, whew. Well, that's really about it for. Yes, what that really is about it. Blah, 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 blah. You went on and on and on about nothing. Okay. Shut up, ugly Superman. Oh yeah, you tell him, Wallace. He's a really nasty one. Anyway, another week is come and gone. Now, once I finish this and I download this, I'm actually going to shoot my September solicitations. So check in on that. And in the meantime, have yourself a great week and keep on reading. Oh yes, and feel free to message DC about these cancellations. Let's see if we can ruffle their feathers a bit. Be nice about it though, you know. Just say, come on, please, you know, please, please, please. Anyway, love y'all. Boom tube, take me away. Yay. Bye.